Hey guys, so this is another first impressions video. This time is for Mallory. And okay, guys, raise your hand if anybody was expecting to get a green Alden. Anybody? No? Well, me neither. Because of all colors, green to be an Alden. Like green really needed an Alden, huh? Incredible. But here we are. So anyhow, let's talk about her abilities real quick here. She is a slow hero, very important to note. Converts 28 non-green Naga stones into green Naga stones and activates all of them to attack enemies. For defender, changes the attack rate of all green allies to 1 turn and increases normal attack damage by 100% for 3 turns. Okay, so pretty much this defender ability is the same one as Alden. So if for some reason you have the strange idea that you want to put her on defense, do not put her on defense, because normal attack on defense is this one attack that they do like every 1, 2, or 3 turns that just hit once. No, don't. That is useless. Don't do that. So passive, when Mallory deals normal attack damage, there is a 50% chance to place a stack of spider venom on the target. This is interesting. Alden doesn't have this ability. Very, very cool. So spider venom takes 30% extra damage every turn for 2 turns, stacking up to 10 times. This is considered normal attack damage. So if you don't know what normal attack damage is usually stone damage when you're on the attack. So this is very interesting. So you can put her on normal attack weapons. Yeah, her own weapon does give her more normal attack, so that's gonna be really nice. And 10 stacks, so that's stacking up to that's 300% extra damage over 2 turns. So that's pretty nice. Very, very nice. Let's check her awakenings here real quick. So the +1 is enhanced passive. Spider Venom now stacks up to 20 times. Okay. So it's 600 damage. That is a bunch, guys. Very, very scary stuff. So Awakening 2 is increases attack, defense, and max HP by 8%. Takes 12% less damage from purple and red element attacks. Oh my god. Why did she have to be a terrible hero on defense? Because this would have been insanely good if it were a hero that you use on defense. On the attack, it's not too relevant. You're going to be healing a bunch in the green team and things like that. So, such a waste, guys. Such a big waste. So anyway, a +3 increases the damage dealt by Spider-Man by 45% and gains a skill equal to 25% of match HP after matching a total of 29. Okay, this is really powerful. This is very, very, very nice. Yeah. I would love to have her at +3, actually. This is very cool. Because that's going to help her actually survive more. For me, these types of heroes, the main reason that I would actually give her as something extra is for them to survive. That 25% extra shield, that is very nice. The damage is nice. I will have to actually test how much Spider-Man and that damage actually does. But 45% is pretty high too, so yeah. So it's 600% damage dealt plus 45%. So yeah, that should be a lot of damage if it actually stacks there. So +2 is the same as a +4. And the +5, this is pretty juicy actually. When using skills, increases damage dealt by the caster and nearby allies by 30%. And ignores 20% of the target's defense for 3 turns. This reminds me a little bit of Thor, because he ignores actual defense. So that is very amazing. Can you imagine having Chloe with her crit and damage dealt buff plus this? Oh my god, that is insane. I would love to have her +5 and have her next to Chloe. That's the real news here. That would be pretty amazing to have Chloe with this buff next to her. Very, very nice. So a few things to mention about this hero is, first of all, that some players have been complaining that when she does her ability and there's still green on the board, it doesn't connect. That's gonna be fixed soon. And if I'm gonna talk about the Infinite Team in a second, but first of all, let's just go to Tower Battler here real quick, because a lot of people have been saying that there's the bosses has been really a lot powerful. Yeah, but I've been able to get a nice amount of damage. But anyway, I'm gonna show you now how to actually use her on the attack, because if you just use her crazy, there's gonna be a point in which you're not gonna have any green stones to play with. So I highly recommend to use her in a moment in the game in which you have very few stones on the board. So I'm gonna show you the wrong way to use her first. Oh, I don't have that. I have to put the weapon here. Forgot to put the weapon. We're going to do it now. Here we go. Am I missing something else? No, everything else looks good. Alright. Alright, this is the wrong way to use it. If you just do it like this, and then you activate her. Okay, this is the error that people are saying that it doesn't connect. It should have connected, but it didn't. So yeah, they're gonna fix that soon, hopefully. So that was a good example. So now I activate, and it's not gonna have so many people activating. So that is risky. That is the wrong way to actually use her. See, so now I don't have any stones to play with. So yeah, very problematic if you just do it. If you use her mindlessly, you may get into a situation where you don't have any stones, and you really don't want that. So the correct way to use her, I'm going to show you now, is pretty much the same way you would use Alden if you're playing a mono red team. So you pretty much try to save him. Alright. So in this team I would play like this. Activate her to activate Chloe's weapon here, and always try to use Show Mean last. So here I see a lot of greens here, so I'm not going to use Mallory. I'm going to activate. And here, that I don't have a lot of stones, I'm going to activate Mallory to have a fresh board. This is the way you actually use her usually. We didn't get a lot, but it's better than nothing. And something important to note is that when you actually use Mallory, all the damage that she does from her stones, you're going to heal the entire team with lifesteal. So that's very important to know when using these types of heroes. This is really nice, actually. Alright. So we do it all over again. Here we go. So we activate the greens. So here we shouldn't have a lot of greens. Ah, she died there. Oh, everyone died. So that's pretty much how you use her. Pretty much. So you just make sure that in the moment that you don't have a lot of stones, you activate her to go and do all that damage and actually heal your entire team with lifesteal. So in this case, she does do a lot of damage, but since it's 50%, she's usually going to do like 300%. So 300% is going to be like show me damage, or like an usual damage here with greens. And Chloe is still a badass in damage, so if you don't have her upgraded, I highly recommend you do, guys. For Chloe there, so she's proven to be a very powerful hero. So that's for Valor Boss. This is the team that I use, pretty much the same team. Look at this, 908, and that's pretty nice. So you cut that in half, that'll be like 490k. So that's respectable, but still, the ability to be able to clear the board when you don't have a lot of stones is really nice. It's an extra, because green doesn't really need to clear the board, but when they do, you're going to pile up extra stones over that board even more. So that's a very, very powerful effect to have for green, as if green really needed more stones, you know. Alright guys, so a few things that I wanted to mention about the the Infinite team, or the Cycle team, some people call it as well, is that you can use Mallory on it, but you do have to take into account that stones that connect that are not green, she will not change it to green. Alden would just turn the crystals into red, but she won't do it. But I did hear that the devs are going to fix that soon. So when that happens, you will be able to use her in the Infinite team for sure. But in the meantime, since she doesn't turn crystals into green stones, that's going to cause you problems, because those crystals are going to get in the way of blues, mana stones, to actually do more connections. So for now, I don't recommend her to use her on the Infinite team just yet. If the actual devs fix her, then yeah, you can definitely try to use her in the Infinite team. So another thing I wanted to mention is that some players have been saying that you're able to actually use Mallory in conjunction with Karma in a team that actually freezes enemies there. Something like this. And I tested it, but it's very, very rarely works. So if you don't know what Karma's +5 is, has a 20% chance to inflict frozen effect on frost targets when dealing normal attack damage. So that's pretty much stone damage. So I've tested it with enemies with Thor. So yeah, it does happen, but the max amount of enemies I've seen frozen is 2. But most of the time I've seen 0. So in that case, I can't recommend that team just yet. I have to see if it's an enemy that doesn't have any shields and have to do damage directly to them. But if that is the case, then on F2 in War, she's not going to be very effective in that case, in that situation there. So another thing that I wanted to mention about Mallory is that if you're facing Thor, she's not exactly very powerful against Thor, because to actually get the stacks, I think you have to do the damage directly to the enemy. That's my impression I'm having. I could be wrong, but when the damage goes off, the shields are going to absorb the damage. But when they do, it's right open, so it doesn't have any shields in other words, from Thor there. So that is interesting. I still need to do a lot of testing with her, since she's a pretty unique hero, aside from being pretty much a copy from Alden there, pretty much in most of the things. But there's a lot of interactions that I still need to test out and play out to actually give a better opinion on her. I can't really say that she's terrible or good or anything. But she's definitely interesting. She is definitely a new tool for greens, for sure. To be able to fix a board without much greens is very powerful for green. Very, very nice. And I'm definitely going to do an update video on her sooner rather than later. Hopefully when everything is fixed and up and running, for sure. We'll definitely need to do that. Alright. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.